I'm Max Writer, and well, today we're talking about Stack Online, and this time we'll be talking about the lifetime subscription and more of an introduction, because this thing could be a lot more detail and a lot more information on it than I'm putting here. So I'm making an introduction. So, lifetime, LTS, gold. Yeah, those are just some of the names which is used. Now, so a lot of it is related to the fact that the historic is more legacy things about Static Online, because like MMO, Static Online has many paid options, but at launch, the main thing that Static Online had was subscriptions, and they offered after a while a one large payment to pay for the subscription for the life of the game, and lifetime is the name of that subscription. And I should also point out that Static Online was a subscription only game. You had to pay it. So then there was basically free to play came a couple years down the line with basically and basically had a gold and silver tier stuff. Now, players who don't pay a subscription are silver players, and well, that is basically anyone who uses. That's almost everyone now today. But the gold members are the subscribers or people who now were part of the lifetime subscribers. So basically, I need to really cover a bit more information about subscribing. Now, basically, there used to be a subscription module with built into Static Online, and it used to be is the thing mentioning because over the years Static Online MMOs have changed, and the same with Static Online, and these changes resulted in the ability for Static Online to basically have a subscription module to be started. I mean, anyone who's got a monthly subscription started years ago, because it's been going for quite a few years, and most of the time there are references to 100-day, 200-day, 1000-day subscription bonuses. Were basically at the time bonuses based on how long you had subscribed for. Lifetime subscribers earn all the bonuses on the day of purchase of the lifetime subscription. So, what do lifetimers get? Well, you get 500 Zen per month for the account, and you can find up to 7 days missed, which you've missed playing on that character, per character. That's on PC only. You gain quite a few slot unlocks for every character in your account, and you also gain 5 extra character slots on top of that, with those slot unlocks on for those characters as well. You're going to pick up a second free level 61 ship at level 50, or if you're past level 50, you can pick up that same ship at any level after level 50. You can play as 2 exclusive species: Liberated Bog, sometimes known as XBs, and Talaxians. And you get some exclusive ships and shuttles. And well, I better show you some pages on that about that. Right, okay. Greetings. Well, here we are on a Star Trek Online wiki. Now, I could copy all this into several tables, but I mean, I'm going to go clicking through it so fast, and I just couldn't be bothered to get all this information out through the time. But this is a nice image of what you can get. Well, of at least all the most recently. But as I mentioned, there's a stipend that you get stipend for 500 Zen per month on PC. But because of issues with consoles, with Xbox and PlayStation 4, the stipend and the automatic delivery refining is not available on console. But let's get going on what you get. Now, first of all, you get all of playable liberated Bog humans, Klingons, and Romulans. You also get out of a playable selection. These selections will be Klingon or Federation captains only, and they will act like pure a 24/9 Federation bridge officer or a Klingon bridge officer. If you were, if you can pick up, or you can pick up one of several variants of a android bridge officer. There's a Klingon version and a Starfleet version. These are very customizable, and you can pick up both male and female type ones. And we'll show off some of the more prettier things you can pick up. We get the Odyssey long jacket. Now this is actually showing both the Odyssey long jacket and the Botascu long jacket. These as well. And then there is the veteran jacket, which it looks pretty decent. Then this is another costume that is exclusive. This is another veteran jacket, and this is Valkel Sean from in the docking ring from an old mission, which I will cover later. But this is before all Starfleet officers were wearing the Odyssey outfit. So this is how old it is. Then you've also got the 900-day Jupiter Gold variant, where you get a lot of gold piping and stuff. And I'm not sure about the belt. That belt might be available somewhere else. And you also get the alternate future badge, which comes from the All Good Things uniform, and it might be available in the Zen store as well. But then we also have the Lifetime badge, which has a dozen different have a few different components to it. And this is somewhat dated screenshot because these UI elements aren't in the game anymore. And with Klingon, you get some wrist and belts and stuff, and the Klingon badge as well. And we also got to mention that the Romulans get some outfits as well, including the jacket and basically this uniform, this coat, which is you might have seen some NPCs use, and I've dressed from my Romulan characters in these. And a similar variant with the variant of the same for the Romulan captains, and a gold variant as well. And of course, the Jem'Hadars also have a uniform as well, which is and so let's go through all the what I call the ship, all the costumes. Now we're moving on to starships. Now, whilst it looks like there's 14 ships here, there aren't. There's actually less here, because there's basically 11. 4 of them are shuttles, and the rest are, and the other 7 are tier 5 and tier 6. And there's also 3 different skins, which will be awarded which faction you're with. Now you'll get all of the Chimera class, which you might have seen Captain Nog fly. And then there's Manticore, which is the 24/9 variant of the Chimera, and then you could also pick up the Captain's Yacht as a shuttle pilot, and you also get hold of a veteran material. Now this material is best described as being Tron-like, is what I call it, and the glow is more notable when you're in the shadow, when your ship's in the shadow. Then we got the Peku heavy destroyer, and it's and what's no NPCs known to fly it. It transforms like the Chimera and the Manticore before it, and the Duvku ship is also available, and then the Juhod chariot is also available as as exclusive shuttle, and then a Klingon veteran material, which is red, as red glows, so it might look, so it gives you a slight different look to your ships. Even if you now fly a Federation ship, you can have it glowing red if you're Klingon. Moving on to the Romulan ships, we have the Danos heavy destroyer, and like all the previous Tier 5 and Tier 6 ships, this transforms as well, and the nacelles drop down slightly, and the head changes shapes, and there's something pops out the back. Means she goes to warp. And the Danes, I think I pronounce it, is a Tier 6 variant of the Roman 1000-day ship. And then we have the Commander's Gig, which looks very much like a shuttlecraft from Star Trek Next Generation and Voyager, which is going to be in the which is the final shuttle, really. But then we've got to mention the green veteran material. I think this is on one of the which is white and green, and green. It's got some green glows on it as well. Not as glowy as some of the other Romulan stuff. Then we have the Dominion veteran destroyer. I haven't actually noted the name of it yet, but this is a nice rear shot of it, and I believe it might transform, but I haven't actually flown this particular ship at this time of recording. And you also have a Dominion veteran material as well. Those are the ships bonuses we get with your ships. Now, I should also mention that you can also get hold of these from is actually the 2 million energy credit cap. Now that basically not 2 billion, 2 billion. That is that's energy cap is increased from whatever you've got to 2 billion. If you bought the cap already, if you spent it, it won't. You won't get extra energy credits. So you get the energy credit bonus, the energy cap increase for free if you're buying a lifetime. You also get an automatic dilithium refining on PC. This will give you 8,000 dilithium, which is your standard cap per day. This will only do for up to 7 days in the past, if you haven't played for so long, and you must have the dilithium ore on your character before you actually start playing it. And you get additional respect tokens, ship slots, additional respect tokens and ship slots are per character. Same with the costume and bridge officer slots, and some others, and a Vice Admiral ship token, which is your level 61 ship bonus. Your ship is, you get that at level 50. But you do also have 5 extra character slots and a starship upgrade requisition, which will convert to your tier 5 ships to tier 5 U ships, which are basically on par with many tier 6 ships. You also get 36 bonus inventory slots per character and 60 bonus bank slots per character as well. However, you only get 20 account bank slots for the account, and after your tutorial, you'll start getting 5% skill and after skill boosts to yourself, and you also gain, anyone who is in your team with you will also gain 5% skill point and expertise as well. So very nice to have if you were going to be playing for a long time with a friend. They can take advantage of some of your bonuses. That's the reason why sometimes you will have a 700 bonus see a 700 icon on your buff bar when you get a chance. You also get a pile of accolade and titles, and most of these are pretty much exclusive to each of these, exclusive to basically being a numbered days subscriber or just a lifetime subscriber. So you get, I'm not going to cover these accolades and titles because they're, in my opinion, small, make it look pretty. Okay, you get access to the Captain's Table social area. This is one of the few areas where both Klingon and Federation captains can actually meet up, and it's pretty decent for that. We also have fireworks emote. This will be picked up from the what I call the spacesuit console, which is in various places around social zones, and it's very nice to have. You also pick up a Regato companion pet, which is probably a vanity pet, so it's it's non-combat. And then you also pick up a faction-specific environmental suit. Now this is showing them all off. Now this is actually, it's pretty hard to get to do here. But this is the Klingon version, and this is the Romulan version, and this is based on the First Contact outfit, and will look like this. You might have seen the Klingon episode a few days ago when I was showing off the new EV suits. And yes, you can claim as many of these as you can as you want so you can equip all your bridge officers in these outfits in EV suits. You also have a unique duty officer assignment based on one of your social zones, usually, but there's Starfleet and Klingon Academy and New Homes Command will have those places. And if you are since you've paid to get in, you get a priority login. Now this is very rare that you need to that priority logins are actually needed to be used, because I mean, I've only known it to happen about 3 or 4 times ever, and it's really that no, it's really rare it happens. But if you do have it, and then there is access to triple server during the lockdown for new content, usually, and finally the access to triple during major releases testing phase. Remember, this is usually when triple has been moved to the next big release in Star Trek Online, and the red shirt server is usually active during this time. So, but then there is some other stuff. I also need to point out some things that Star Trek Online has changed over the year, and here's what the big thing is you get from console. And some of this stuff is out. This table is out of date. I will tell you that now. So, alright. Now this is a nice big table of what's really the difference between Golden Server, and I should also mention that this is somewhat out of date, because I'm not sure the character slot are now anywhere near accurate. But you get this is roughly what you're going to get. You're going to get it as you get a 15 billion. You have a 50 million cap if you don't pay it the cap unlock. I'm not sure if this is if there's 1 billion and 2 billion cap are purely because someone's updated this table and didn't bother to check to update the 2 billion cap or not. Character slots, I believe these have changed, but you'll gain more free character slots as being a gold member or being a lifetimer. You gain additional bridge officer slots as well as when you're leveling up, as well as the initial 4. And you of course gain a lot more inventory for free, but you can also get a shared bank if you so wish. So, and you get 20 account bank slots. You can buy the account bank stuff, so you don't have to be stuck with 20. You also gain retrain tokens, which you get basically one free pair rank for the entire thing as long as you were leveling up, but you also get a handful as you're leveling up. Project starting slots. This is a actual, as I said, this table's not been updated for quite a while, and the project foundry does no longer exist, and it's been removed for quite a while. As I said, this is an old table, and it's quote unlockable on the silver, for which really is standard ships. I'm not even sure what this unlockable free ship token at level 20 and delivering discounts at 30 and 40. I'm not sure that's about, but I got free ship tokens all the way. and you have veteran wars now, because you don't have, because this was legacy. automatic for every 100 days when you wear lifetime, and it's unavailable as much. Now, fleet formation is a bit weird, but basically, you are limited to create. You cannot create a fleet unless you have, and a few other stuff. Basically, you cannot just start a new character and then create a new fleet within a few minutes. You have to wait for time, or basically take purchase something within the game with real money. Just basically to prevent you for people just trolling and stuff. And again, mention priority logging. Now, as I said, this doesn't really matter to most people because 99% of the time, the need for priority logging it doesn't exist. Isn't needed. And this is another thing they've deleted. This is in-game chat. You basically have full access as long as you want, but with free-to-play accounts, you are first limited to how much you can message people before you have 20 hours on your account, or have gold, or made a Zen-Star purchase. I know there's no talking about cryptic points, but if you have cryptic points, is a really odd reference there. And out of games chat is been disabled, so but it was only previously available for gold subscribers only. Triple server access. Now, this is a bit of a weird one, but it's basically saying that you can get access to triple. You could access triple. If you're a lifetimer, you can get access to triple on somewhat demand. Assuming that the server's actually up, but if you're standard free to play player, you don't get triple all the time. But I can't remember when the last time we triple server access was restricted, but I think it was beginning of it was quite a few years ago. And of course, I'm talking about the monthly stipend, and of course there's references to other stuff here, but I also forgot to mention, that's the previous page. I will finally mention some things about the ships. This is the Chimera from the T5 variant, and as you can see, this T5 version is level 40 to level 55, and you can get all the way. Well, it has 4 or 5 tactical consoles, 3 engineering consoles, and 2 science consoles, and is very much a decent 4-3 damage dealing destroyer, and it has a unique ability to transform from its regenerative mode to the tactical mode, and has tactical vertical beam in regenerative mode and Vegelosis in tactical mode. and it also has a experimental weapon slot, but it doesn't have its own experimental weapon other than the standard hyper-excited ion stream projector. But the big console it has is the dynamic tactical system, which is only for the tier 5 variants. Now, tier 6 oops, it's just Manticore here, has very similar stats. I mean, and here's a quick view of the ship doing its transformation. And this is Manticore, and admittedly it's low quality, but that's a. But it is pretty much to spot the difference, and it's command. Is command lieutenant commander command bridge officer sleeting on with the engineering, and it's got a unique trait which is called weapon energy synergy, and this applies to all tier 6 thousand day ships, which is basically upon activation of energy, gain 1 stack of weapon system synergy. After 10 stacks, your projectile weapons gain plus 25% damage and plus 50% shield briefly for 10 seconds. Upon expiration, you cannot gain stacks again for 20 seconds. So every 30 seconds, you can fire a torpedo with a high amount of damage. It's one of the few things I've done about it. And you've got the modified new console, which is the enhanced dynamic tactical system, which fits on all the, and which has got four variants, which is, as you can see here, which comes from all the 1000-day rewards. This can only be equipped on these 4 ships, and the best abilities are tactical inversion beams and the phaser or disruptor or plasma or polymer lotuses. It's all very nice to do, but just a lot of damage. But that is it. So let's cover why some people think this is. There's one final thing I forgot. I forgot to mention that you can also pick up fleet variants of every version of the 1000-day ships. You pick up, and I should point out that these are probably the best versions of the ships you can get, and I believe you have to be a 1000-day subscriber and be in a fleet and have a ship module. So you do need to pay a bit of time or effort to get hold of one of these ships. But they are but as you can see here, you get a bit more. Very similar to the previous ones, so you end up with, and you can pick up that enhanced dynamic tactical system from the other 1000-day destroyer, so you can use them both at the same time. Not at the same time, but using both use the console it comes with. And I should also point out that this is a list of all the ships you can pick up, so you can see. And if you notice that most of them are just, you are playing Spot the Difference. Yes, you are. Yes, you are playing Spot the Difference. So let's ask a question. Is that 14, 7, 4, or 1 ship? Let's find out. I've heard some things about the ships. So someone says that there's 1 or 4 or 7 or 14 1000-day ships. Well, first of all, I need to explain something. It's another legacy decision where you get so many ships. Lifetime subscriptions was introduced way before the Tier 6 was made, with the Tier 5 ships being then the best at the time. And the these 1,000-day ships are earn a free Tier 5 upgrade to Tier 5U. So the Tier 5U ships are actually pretty much identical to the Tier 6 counterparts with a few minor differences. And as for the one, well, all 4 faction versions are very similar, or 7 if you counting the, are very similar and are very similar stats. I mean, in some cases, the exact same bridge seatings as well. As for the 14, well, there are 7 additional fleet variants, all based on the either Tier 5 or Tier 6 version of of a faction ship, and so it has a total of 7 variants based on their quote free variants, which, well, free in this case, you don't have to spend some time or money to get hold of a fleet ship token. But big question some people will ask: is it really worth that $2.99, $1.99, or $150 on PC? Well, it depends. Unlike console, you cannot grind it out via the DIL to Z exchange, as a lifetime subscription is only available on the Star Trek Online website. Many of the bonuses you get better with more characters you have, so you really got to ask: are you planning to play more than one or 2 characters? Because the lifetime with one character doesn't sound brilliant to me, but that's what is really a question for you. Also, the 500 per month stipend will take a few years to give you the amount of Zen if you put the cash directly as Zen into the game. Now, big thing I say is, can you see yourself playing this game for 7 more months? And if you can answer yes, you might want to pick it up. But if someone's got to ask me this question, well, is Mike Shack right to be a lifetime subscriber? And the answer is yes, I am. And actually, you've seen some of my lifetime subscription bonuses already. Most recently, you've seen Strikes flying the Mir Gagarin in its Mir Gagarin build video, and I've shown Strikes and a few other characters when I wanted to have a level 65 character, which wasn't in the previous year or 2. I got my lifetime subscription in 2013 for $1.99. That is quite a bit of money, but while I believe I've got my money from it now, and I've been playing almost daily ever since then. And the additional slots and the stipend are probably the most things I've used from the lifetime subscription stuff. But then I'm going to say one final thing. I am not going to say go for it, don't go for it. But I do say one thing you should go for is the subscribe button. It's been Mike Shack Writer. See you guys next time.